Hello, 8th grade class. This is literature for Tuesday, May 19th. We're taking a look. You should have taken the quiz, should have read chapters 9 and 10 in the Bronze Bow, and you should have taken the quizzes on those two. So if you haven't done that, pause the video and read the chapters, take the quizzes, come back. Okay. We are on chapter 9, as I said. First question says, what's different about this job that Rosh has sent them on? It's Daniel, or sent him on. It's Daniel's first solo effort, first time he's been sent out alone. How is this a peace offering from Rosh? It's kind of like a thank you for mending the dagger. What else is it? A test to see how Daniel will do. What else? What does the skinflint? Skinflint's really an old term. It's somebody who's really tight with their money and their possessions, and you know, somebody like Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. What does a skinflint pretend to be? A beggar. What does he do with his bag of gold? What does he do with his bag of gold? He always buys land in Antioch. How does Daniel see the robbery? Making the man make a donation to their cause. Not a willing donation, since it's a robbery. How is the miser dressed? In rags. Where is the money hidden? His belt. It's kind of like a fanny pack type of thing. What does the man attack Daniel with? 2 knives. What does the man's form remind Daniel of? His grandfather. What were Rosh's orders? Get away as quickly as possible with the money. What does Daniel do for the miser? Lays him in the shadow of a rock. From the sun now, he would be very uncomfortable. What does Daniel offer the miser? One of his daggers back for protection. What does Rosh ask Daniel about? The second dagger, why he doesn't have it. What does Rosh accuse Daniel of? Being fooled by the miser, by the miser's routine of being helpless. What does Rosh say Daniel should have done? Finished him off. What does Daniel answer? He wasn't ordered to do that. Hopefully, he wouldn't have, even if he'd been ordered to. What does Daniel ask? Are we fighting Jews now? Their battle is with the Romans, from Daniel's point of view. What does Rosh say? We take the money where we can find it. We've seen so far that there are a lot of different views about Rosh. Daniel still sees him as a hero and possible leader against the Romans, but a lot of people talk about him just being not so much a Robin Hood type of character, but really only out for himself. Really just a bandit or a robber, a thief. What does Rosh say is Daniel's problem? He has a soft streak. What does he say? What does he say that's like? Like a bubble in metal. Like when you're working in a forge and you're making something out of metal, if there's a bubble, it's an imperfection, and it's probably going to cause a crack eventually when the piece of metal is used. What does Rosh say is not Daniel's problem? Cowardice. He knows Daniel's not a coward. What is Daniel glad Rosh can't see? How he feels near Leah. Face. Whoops. Where'd that come from? I hit the wrong button, I guess. Oh, I did it again. Whoa. Well, all of a sudden lots disappear. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button again. Anyway, we were on 23. How he feels near Leah. Leah, face, and his grandmother. How does Daniel see this? His feeling, about those people as a weakness. Oops. Why does Daniel wish he could talk to Joel? To find some flaw in Rosh's argument. He knows there's something wrong with what Rosh is saying, but he's not sure what. He thinks Joel could do that. Whose words keep coming back to Daniel all the time without him looking for them? The words of Jesus. What had Jesus said? Each person is precious to God. That would have included the old man that he took the money from. How does Daniel work out his frustration? On the anvil, doing work. A lot of times physical activity will help when you're upset about something. Chapter 10. What message does Ebol bring? Daniel's grandmother is dying. He knew she wasn't well when he was visiting the last time. Who sent the message? Simon. How long have they been locked in the house? Meaning Daniel and Leah. Meaning Daniel's grandmother and Leah. 10 days. Why haven't the townspeople broken in? They believe Leah is possessed. So they're scared of her. What have the people done? Thrown bread in for them. What does Daniel call for Leah to do? Let him in. What does Leah do? She curls up into a ball, sort of like in a fetal position. What does he find out about his grandmother? She is still alive, but just barely. What does he... Oh, did I skip one? Let's see. Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah, I did. All right, so you can draw arrows because I skipped number 6. And you already probably have answers on these, so. So just draw arrows to put them in the right place. 6, what does Daniel do? Or what does Daniel do? No, 6 was right. What does Daniel call for Leah to do? Let him in. What does Daniel do when Leah doesn't respond? He breaks down the door. What does Leah do when that happens? She curls up into a ball. What does he find out about his grandmother? She's still alive, just barely. What does she say? Daniel, you've come. She was hoping he would come. What does the doctor say? She only stayed alive for Daniel to come. She didn't want to leave Leah alone. What does the doctor encourage him to do? See that Leah eats. What does Daniel do for his grandmother? Soap, fire, new cover to keep her warm. What does Daniel sense Leah doing? Watching him. She's still a little unsure of him. What does Daniel do next? He milks the goat, Leah's pet. What does he have to do before dark? Fix the door he broke. What does Leah respond to? Not much, but she does respond to the goat. What does a neighbor bring that they need? Oil for their lamps, so they aren't left in the dark. What does Daniel feel? Fear and weakness. What seems to comfort his grandmother? Daniel being there. What does Daniel want to tell her about Rosh so he can explain why he's been away all this time and he hasn't come back? The cause of fighting the Romans. What does Daniel talk of remembering? When they came to live with her after the death of their parents. What does he remember from that time? Her stories. What does he think his grandmother's doing while he talks about that? Smiling. Which stories does he mention? Daniel. Oh, what is it with this stupid thing? Sorry. Daniel and the lion, in the lion's den, and Shadrach, Meshach, etc. The one about the fiery furnace. Oh, I was hoping I could keep it to one line. Sorry. Oh, let's see. Why did Daniel feel proud about his name being the same as Daniel from the Bible? What psalm does Daniel repeat? Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want, and so on. When did she say this to them? When they went to sleep. So their grandmother would say the psalm to them as they fell asleep. What happens as he says the words? Leah holds his hand. What does Daniel see this as a sign of? Leah's still there. She's not completely possessed, as the villagers believe. What has retreated at this point? Her fear. She seems like his sister a little bit again. How does Leah react to the snake and the rat in the room? No surprise. She's used to them. Probably their grandmother probably couldn't take care of, the place very well anymore because of her age and being ill. What sound ceases sometime during the night? Grandmother's breathing. Hold on a second. It says it's a potential spam call, so I'm ignoring it. Okay, so that brings us through chapters 9 and 10. Okay, let's see. So looking to have you read 11, chapter 11 for Wednesday and take the quiz on that. And then we'll go over the notes on 11 on Wednesday. So. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.